everybody.
Hey, guys.
Welcome.
Welcome to Everyone Wants 100%.
Where we give you the real tea behind the salon industry. I'm Jaleesa.
And I am Shawanda.
So, friend.
Yes.
How was your commute here today? Let's get the people going.
So, yes, I got on the subway today.
Like a real New Yorker.
Like a real New Yorker, born and raised in New York, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And I still have trouble getting where I need to go. I literally was asking the MTA workers, like, so how do I get? So let me backstory.
Yes. I'm about to say that, not the MTA workers.
I have always been I always get lost on the subway as a young kid, like not young kid, but like in my early teens, when I was allowed to go somewhere. I would always not understand which direction I needed to go, even with the signs clear as day in front of me. So I remember back in the day, I was on the 3 train. I think I was trying to go to the city, and I was with my best friend, and I ended up on Sutter. And I'm outside with my cell phone like, Daddy, how do I? You went the wrong way. You got to go on the other side. And I was like, so today I was like, you know what? Let me get my Google Maps up. I had my Google Maps. I knew where I was going. The only tricky part is I had to get out of the subway to then catch the J. So
no, see the letter, those brown trains.
I'm not the only one then.
No, you're not. No.
What?
No, they don't. They do not trip me up because I've been taking the train since the 7th grade.
Right.
However, what does trip me up is, no, I don't get tripped up by the side. I like the train. Well,
I enjoyed it. It was very nostalgic for me.
Yes.
Because I felt like I was a real New York worker going to do my 9 to 5. It felt good because I used to get on the subway back in the day when I had my regular job.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, this feels good.
But you're an entrepreneur now.
Yeah, but
so you work
good.
when you want, drive what you want.
No, I like getting on the train though.
I did.
I didn't feel uneasy.
I did not
feel uneasy like everyone talks about. And I know the subway since the pandemic is very much dangerous now.
Mm-hmm.
I hear a lot of stories of, all the things that go on. I know there was a man not too long ago punching women and knocking them out. So, I didn't have any headphones in. I gotta be on my P's and Q's.
Not even one ear?
Not one ear. I said, I'm good on that. I'm gonna just go over my outline for today.
I did that too.
Figure out what I'm talking about. And so, but it was a good experience for me. I did make it make sense with the Google Maps. Otherwise, I would have been on Broad Street. And then I have a lady coming to me like, how do I get
No. I didn't, ma'am.
Listen,
I cannot.
I'm trying to navigate myself, miss. All right? I cannot help you right now. And as much as I wanted to, I had to tell her, no, I don't know.
That's when, so you know how I always tell you, I be making up stories as life goes along.
Yes.
When I'm talking to people, that's when I would have told her, I
didn't have time for that.
So I'm not from here, so I have no idea. That's what I would say. I run with that line all the time because I do not want to be the one. Tell me this is a new memory unlocked. As a kid or just younger, I used to tell people wrong directions.
On purpose.
I didn't know where I was going. So why are you asking me? So now I would be like, okay, so you're going to go 2 blocks down, then you're going to make a left. I wonder what happened to all those people. I wonder if they got to their destination.
Even driving, I have to have my Google Maps on, even in Brooklyn.
So you're not going to tell them that you went back and forth on the bridge 3 times?
Why you going to do that, Fred?
Because why?
I did go back and forth on the bridge the other day 3 times.
You're a New Yorker.
Listen, everyone doesn't have that sense of direction.
You know what? People can relate to you.
I don't have it. I need Google Maps everywhere I go, even if it's home.
Right. And then when you get home, you be abusing her. Talking about, I don't need you no more.
No, I could get home, but I always need to know the best route to get where I'm going. I don't want to use my noggin. I don't.
I do.
You do?
Most of the time I like to. Yes, absolutely.
No, I can say I'm not a millennial. What's the one after millennial? Because I'm not a millennial.
The Gen X.
Gen X. Yeah, Gen Z. I'm going to be on my Gen Z when it comes to using my brain to get somewhere.
No, I have to because I feel like what's going to happen when there's a nuclear war and there's radios and there's no cell phones? What am I going to do?
I know one of those places you can go down.
A Fallout?
I do.
Wow.
Yeah, I got a Fallout location, guys. I wish I could build one in my house. I definitely thought about that before.
I just want y'all to know that once she says that, it's actually going to happen. She's probably going to try to figure it out, how she could build a small room for all of her family members, and she's going to be in that room.
Because we need that.
We do. Do you have an emergency backpack?
I don't. And you know what? You said that the last time it was an earthquake. You was like, I got my backpack ready. I was like, backpack?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah, you got to be ready. You got to stay ready so you don't have to get ready, okay?
That's right, girl.
So y'all already know where my brain is all the time.
What? On what?
Conspiracy theories all the time.
Yeah.
Because I definitely want to know what my next steps is going to be just in case they try to come back.
Okay, well, I got to get on my Zoom, I guess, in that case, because I don't have a backpack and I don't got my little fallout.
But you know where to go.
I do know where to go.
So then you don't even need that.
If I can't get there, then I'm stranded.
Yeah, friend, you're going to have to build one. It's giving you a welcome to the show, Mike B.
Mike B has made an appearance.
She's made a special appearance, guys.
Uh-oh, wait, you gotta get her in? Get Mike on?
Wait.
I don't know.
Well, guys, the angelic voice that you hear is over there. And say hi, Mike B.
Hey, guys.
So Mike B had to come in a little bit later, but she's never going to leave you guys stranded.
No.
We're talking about how directions is a little difficult for Shawanda and how she got lost today.
Well, I didn't get lost. I got on my Zoom because I have Google Maps. Mm-hmm. But had I not had Google Maps, I would have been on Broad Street.
Okay.
So pretty much the A train takes you past Canal for you to then go backwards, but there's no transfer inside of the station.
But why wouldn't you just take the L?
Because I came from the salon. Oh. Yeah, I drove my car to the salon.
Makes sense.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Makes sense. Because I was like, you could have took the L straight here.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, or some transferred somewhere.
No, that was the directions that my phone gave me.
You know us train people who've been taking the train since the 9. That's what I said. I will always find a shortcut.
They have new signs up in the subway.
Yeah, girl. The
There's
electric
signs
one.
on the poles now.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to look up anymore. I was like, I like this. It's eye level, eye view. Yeah.
This really made a difference for you.
I'm definitely not. I'm not really.
You're not about that train.
I'm not about that train.
As we can all see.
And I mean, you shouldn't be.
But I feel like...
No, I said I enjoyed the train, though. I did. It made me feel like I was doing something.
Like she was working a 9 to 5.
Someone who doesn't take the train
all the time. Right.
I'm
because
like, no one enjoys the train. It gets you from point A to B.
Yeah, I don't have to use my brain.
But there's so many things that you can get.
On the, when you're driving.
You do have to use
a lot of
brain work.
Google you have to, Maps. I don't
that's
use my
brain. Talking about getting lost. I'm talking about, not getting killed.
That's why she didn't have no headphones in.
I did have headphones.
You didn't have headphones?
Nope.
Okay. No, I didn't.
Oh.
It's okay.
Yeah.
All righty.
So we're going to go ahead and doobie this up, guys, and we're going to bring the real show back.
Yes.
So we're going to go ahead and move on to Salon Etiquette 101. And in this segment, as you guys all know, we'll be getting you all the way together. And we're going to go ahead and give you the do's and the don'ts of the salon industry. So what are we talking about today in salon etiquette, friend?
So we're talking about social media.
Dum, dum, dum.
Who loves social media? Who loves being an entrepreneur, having to run a business and utilize social media?
I said the cat.
I don't like it. I don't enjoy it. But because we are moving in the way of the times, we have to get on social media.
Get on your Zoom.
Get on our Zoom.
And do it. So today we're talking about social media, as Shawanda said. We're talking about the impact on the cosmetology industry. And this one's going to be a long one. This is just part 1, guys, because we know we can't divulge everything all in one episode.
Yeah,
so firstly, we're having a curated social media presence is a do. Unfortunately, y'all.
It is.
It is.
It is.
The gag is you have to have a presence on social media. You have to curate a certain kind of vibe, so to speak, for your page, which I feel like as time goes along, you know what it is based upon your brand.
Yeah.
Right. So
it's
you know
easy.
What you want to post. You know what will keep.
Easy is a heavy word.
Easy when you have a brand.
Okay.
You know, I think every stylist, not every stylist, well, most stylists have brands associated with what they're doing.
Right. So they have a color scheme.
Yeah.
They have a specific font.
Well, I was more so speaking about what they're doing behind the chair.
Okay.
So that would be their brand. So
Okay,
if they're specializing in ponytails, if they're specializing in color, it's easy to capture those things and then create a brand around it.
Right. Versus somebody who is kind of just like, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm making sure that this is it's kind of like you got to create a formula.
Yeah.
You got to create a formula that works for you so that you know exactly what you're doing and where to go moving forward.
Yeah. I think I didn't get lucky, but I feel from very early on, I knew what my brand was. I knew what my niche was.
Right.
And I love a niche because a niche will
it just makes it seamless.
Yeah. Like I was like, you know what? I went to cosmetology school. I was great at doing hair, but for whatever reason, I just got stuck in the sewing. I knew how to get that flawless sewing very early on. So a lot of clients would come to me and book me for sewing.
Because you know how to do it.
Even though I did color, relaxers, shortcuts, all the things, I just was getting booked for that mainly. And I think because it was a time when, people were still searching for that realistic and natural look, not everyone could pull that off.
Right.
So they would come to me and they would pay top dollar. 20 years ago, I was charging about $200.
Why would they not?
That's a lot. That's a lot
for back then.
20 years ago.
Yeah.
I feel like, why would they not? Your work is good. If your work is good, I'm going to come.
Yeah. So that's how I formulated So BK, So Brooklyn. And I just said, you know what? We're going to just do sewings because the sewing is not going anywhere.
It's not.
It's not.
The wigs are coming and they came, but I don't know if they're here to stay.
I don't know. I think it's a fad. It might be. But you know what? As long as it looks natural, it can be one of those things to say.
So I think that, do you have any struggles as a business owner with social media? I feel like
yes.
You mentioned that earlier.
If I knew that this was going to be a part of the industry, I probably would not have done it.
And you're not alone. There are a lot of stylists that feel that way.
Yeah, when we did the 305 episode, China said the same thing.
Yeah, I wouldn't have done it because now I have to put on another hat. I have to put on my producer hat. I got to put on, your
cameraman.
Yes, I have to be creative. I want to do the hair.
Right.
And I want them to be happy. And you know what? A lot of my clientele are not with the cameras.
Nope.
Oh. So I'll be they'll sit in the chair and they're like, oh, I'm going to do this. And I'll be in my head like, yeah, I'm going to get this content ready.
And then the next question comes.
Are you okay with me recording?
I'm just, and then I got to be like, it's okay if you say no. Yeah, I would just rather not. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, if you go to anybody else, they like,
no questions.
I even saw that there was a fee someone charged if you didn't want to take a picture.
$15. Yes, I saw that as well too.
I was like, this is wild.
It's very wild.
Very wild.
I think it is, like we spoke about, that's your prerogative. If you don't want to be on camera, you don't have to be on camera.
But then it goes back to what you say all the time. The reason why you are here is because you sat on social media and you saw the work.
Yeah. How did they find you before? So 20 years ago when you was charging top dollar, they weren't.
Oh, I can tell you exactly. Short story, guys. So I got my wig done. This was a wig at the time. It was a bob wig, and Shawanda colored it. It was like a honey blonde bob. It was tea.
It was given.
Yes. So I come out the train station because I was a New Yorker taking my train, and the MTA worker stopped me, and she said, "Where did you get your hair done at?" And I was like, So Brooklyn. Go ahead and look up So Brooklyn in Google and you'll be able to find it. My stylist is Shawanda. Now, y'all know I don't even like to give out too much information about who does my hair, but I'm learning. Okay? So I gave her the information. I wonder if she actually went.
I mean, probably not.
Probably, or probably not, because when she pulled up the website, $1,500. Who you think you stole? Chelsea Clinton? That's usually the response I get.
Right.
So, but you got to pay top dollar in order for you to look good. So word of mouth, definitely. Oh, remember Groupon?
Yeah, we ain't gonna talk about that because I want to just
did a
get
story
that
time
out
on that
of
one.
my memory. Okay?
But I'm just saying that was another form of marketing. It was another form of how people found you.
Before that, there was newspapers.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wait, we all was like, wow, what happened to that?
There was like a section where you can like post. Yeah, I remember that. My stylist that I used to work for used to do clips in the newspaper.
And that's how people would find her?
Your age.
I know. I'm telling my age, guys. Guess how old I am. How old I look? Kalala got
25 forever. 25 forever. That's what I'm going to be, forever young. So yeah, I think that was, back in the day, there was limited.
Yes.
There was limited resources as to how you can get your business out there.
Yes.
Because if you didn't have the capital, it's not like you was putting it on the bus, putting it on, like you would.
Well, they're not doing that now either.
But a lot of businesses
because they don't need
They don't
to
need
as much.
to.
Because you know why? They're using the digital ones.
Yes.
That are in the train now.
But they're also using social media.
That
People
too.
can find you. That is the new Google. Like, instead of going on Google, I still do that. Because I'm, I take my time
I call
to
it
get
TikTok Google.
Yeah.
Tick Google.
So if I'm looking for
Google
a
Top.
place to eat,
That's where I go.
if I'm looking for a place to eat, I pull up TikTok.
Yeah.
And I put in the search engine and I find all of the restaurants.
Yeah.
But you know what?
What?
The term Instagram is a liar.
Huh?
Instagram is a liar.
I mean, what do you mean?
So because you're able to put on a show,
Yes.
able to curate this look, this vibe. Sometimes when you walk into these places, you're like, I've been bamboozled.
Hoodwinked.
I've been hoodwinked.
Mhm.
This is not what, a lot of times that happens.
Yeah, there'll be one wall in the house.
Or if
Not
it's
the
a
house.
restaurant, you walk in and it's about a 2x2 and you're like, what?
This is not what it
Oh, they
looks
was
like.
on the wide angle on this
Right.
one. Like, damn, this is not what I envisioned and what I thought.
Very
So
true.
because you're able to create this image in people's minds of what they are going to look forward to seeing,
Mhm.
it's not real.
It's not.
It's not. So the real
Real
I
tea.
guess the real tea would be word of mouth. Just someone giving you their feedback on the experiences, how they felt when they walked in, how clean the space is, what it looked like. Did someone greet you or not? You can't really get all of that sometimes from Instagram.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to say that I struggle a lot in it. So I hire it out now, and that's one way that you can, if it's not something that you're good at, a lot of people, it is good to have those different, what is it called? When you're experienced in it,
Mhm.
it's good to have that. But if it's not something that you're good at,
Or
nowadays,
overwhelming.
you have to hire it out because you have to make sure that your business is streamlined. So
Mhm.
if you're struggling here, get some help.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to talk about that later on so we can give them the keys. But a lot of the times, a lot of people struggle with social media presence. So what
Yeah.
are the things that they could do in order for them to have a strong presence on social media?
Well, you have to be consistent.
Yes.
So I'm not one that likes to be in front of the camera.
As she sits here now.
As I'm here now. As I have my own show now in front of the camera, I did not always feel comfortable being in front of the camera.
Mhm.
So now that I'm here, I would say you have to get comfortable. This is part of me being comfortable
Mhm.
in front of the camera because only God knows that. I was like, no, that's not for me. No one still to this day really can put a face to my brand as much as you would think being 9 years in the game. And I have so many, how many people come to me and talk to me about, girl, they want to know you. The people want to know who you are.
And
they need to connect to a face.
all the
But
time.
I don't really vibe off that. I don't get it.
I say this all
Why
the
you
time.
need to connect to me personally to support my business and my brand?
And I don't think it's personal.
It is
I
personal.
do. I think people want to know who they're supporting. They want to know the story behind your brand, behind who you are, what you did, how you got started. They want to connect to you on a human level. And I think that's
Right.
really what it's about now.
Right.
The wave
But
right
when I went
now.
to cosmetology school, that wasn't the case.
Right.
But that was
My
the
stylist used to
direction.
barely say but 3 words to me.
I've
and
never
then
had
leave
that.
me, and go shopping. So I don't.
Yo, she is scarred on that shopping trip she took and left her under the dryer for like 5 hours and came back with her old Navy bags, right?
Girl.
Yeah, she had a trip she had to go on.
Traumatized.
She had to get last
Yeah,
minute
like
stuff.
it wasn't like that back then. You just
Yeah.
went to whoever was good because your friend told you that they're good, and you weren't really worried about what
they were
had
doing.
going on.
Right.
But now, because of the way social media is and how much a part of our lives it is, people want to know.
Well,
I think I have a different take on that.
Okay.
And only because I always wanted to know what was going on with my stylist, because I felt like my stylist was the person that I was able to keep up the Joneses with. Does that make sense?
Mm.
So like based upon what they looked like,
Mm-hmm.
that's what I was basing my style upon. Based upon what she was doing for other people, hairstyles, that's what I was basing it upon. But the fact that now I could get to know you and I could actually be similar to you, because everything on Instagram is copy and paste.
Yeah, but what if you don't like her when you do get to know her?
But she do your hair real good.
Right. It doesn't matter. Well,
Yeah,
me, it doesn't matter because I'm always going to get somebody to like me.
Well, we're not talking about you. We're talking about the stylist. So let's say you learn her, you see what she's doing, and it doesn't align with how you are as an individual.
Then I'm going to pivot.
Oh, okay.
You not go to her anymore?
So you would
No, I'm not going to not go to her. I'm going to pivot and find out what I can do to relate to her so that I can continue to go to her.
Why?
Because she does my hair good. We had this conversation 7 episodes ago. If you do my hair well, I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to deal with you until I find somebody else that could do it, if not better.
I'm not a shapeshifter, so I'm not going to do that. If I don't align, if whatever you got going on doesn't align with me, then I'm just going to be like, all right, she's not for me. And I feel like getting to know someone can negatively impact their money.
Would you stop going?
I would, of course.
I would not.
Right.
I would not.
I would.
Neither would I.
Just
It's
be
like that's
we on the line,
her
but
business.
She
and
do my hair.
Maybe it's because I never needed someone that bad.
Oh.
I never needed a hairstylist that bad.
I could not be hanging out with you at the time. I'm coming to get my hair done.
But sometimes it does work with your business because I think I have a dope personality. A lot of people, really are drawn to me when they do sit in my chair. And I think if I put myself out there, people would definitely love me in that way where I can probably boost sales, but it's just the comfortability. And I just got to step out that comfort zone. And it's about stepping out of the comfort zone. You have to do that now. It's 2024. And we're going to ding this every time I say it on it.
Yes.
It's 2024 ding.
At the end of the year, we're going to have how many times Shawanda has said, it's 2024.
So we have to just go with the times. And it's almost like when your parents went from the typewriter to computer. Like,
yes.
Oh, Lord.
What?
Yes.
It doesn't feel
I had to learn
good
the
in the
typewriter.
moment. You had to learn the typewriter.
I sure did.
You're really aging yourself.
Oh, yes.
Right now. Like, damn.
I mean, I ain't that old, but I had to learn how to use a typewriter. It was going to get phased out anyway because then the computers came.
I guess. So, Mike B, what do you think in this topic?
Yeah, I
How
think
can the people...
to consistency, you need to have high quality visuals.
Mm-hmm.
You need to be engaged and interact.
That's another big thing. You'll post something that looks really, really good, and then you'll post your caption, and you got 4 people that have made a comment, and then you said nothing to them.
It's a whole job. It's a
whole job.
Yeah, and you really want to showcase your expertise. So, like Shawanda said, if your niche is sewings, you want to show them why you are the best sewing person out there, because with social media and being accessible to all, people have options.
Right. I mean, they've always had options.
I mean, but
it's one Chinese nail store here, another Chinese nail shop 2 blocks away. They always had options.
I get that, but on social media, it makes it feel like the world is literally at your fingertips.
That is true.
You can literally go anywhere you want. And so that's another part of
I was in Hawaii before I went to bed.
That's another part of like putting your personality out there. So I think everything you guys said plus those things.
I just wish that as a kid, I wouldn't say as a kid, and during my teenage years, or your teenage years, do you guys believe if there was TikTok around that we would be millionaires by now?
Well, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Definitely.
We was wilding in high school.
I ain't gonna hold you. I was wilding in high school too. Like, I really sat there the other day and looked at my senior yearbook and I was like, Jaleesa, why they only got 1 picture of you? Why is there only 1 picture of you? And you guys want to know why?
Why?
I never went to school.
Damn.
You was not there.
I was not there.
Well, I didn't. Yeah,
I was there.
Went to school.
No,
I had to go to school. I went to private school. If I wasn't there, homeroom, there was a phone call. Shout out to Bishop Lachlan.
You know, not the Lachlan alumni.
Lachlan alumni. Oh, not the Womp Womp. Don't do that. Don't do that, Mike B.
Wow. Right? Did you go to a public school,
I
Mike
did, but I'm not going to share because I'm giving y'all too many clues.
Okay.
You went to a public school.
I did, but my public school was very lit, and we were
Listen, my school was small. We didn't have to like really do much. Like we just
that was my school too.
We just
Don't
had
get it twisted.
Show up.
I went to a performing arts high school, so it's not like it was. They was running through the whole singing Sound of Music. Like we was practicing audition for the musical that we had 2 weeks from now.
I was the original High School Musical.
We absolutely was, because we was in that chorus line in the hallways
I love
singing
that,
up
though.
a storm. Or you saw a dancer in her bodysuit doing Perrier's or whatever you call it in by her locker.
So why you wasn't there? It sounds like a vibe.
Because I befriended the grade before me. So I hung out with a lot of seniors, and then when they graduated, I got depressed and I just didn't want to be in school, so I stopped going.
Oh.
But I graduated and on time.
Okay. That says something.
Okay? That says a lot.
But yeah, social media back then would have been not a yeah.
We would have been lit.
I'm pretty sure I wouldn't have been on it though.
Really?
Yeah, I've
You would
always been
have.
this way.
You would have.
I don't.
I
think
feel
so.
like I would have forced you to.
Well, I didn't know you then, sis.
You did.
I didn't know you in my high school days.
Oh, high school? No, I didn't know.
right. I wasn't
did.
gonna be on there.
Yeah, you was gonna be on my channel because I would have been.
Right. That's what I was saying. You
Sure.
somebody would have
Back
influenced
then, I
you
was
enough.
really like
No,
Out there, yes.
Yeah.
So for me, I missed that whole YouTube era. You know, when YouTube became like a thing where people can go on and showcase their talents and just record and post.
Mm-hmm.
I missed that. I was already in the trenches working. You know, so I didn't really have that. I was an assistant. I told you I was under them French fry lights in that salon sweating. So like I missed that. I was about getting my craft up.
Yeah. By the time YouTube came around, we were already working. That's why we said if it was in the high school days,
Right.
Yeah, I get it.
But I think
We will all be lit by now. We'd be living in high rises.
So what are some of the don'ts that you can say as when it comes to social media?
I would say to me, I know Jaleesa likes the heat, but I would say to avoid negativity.
How do you do that?
I want all the smoke.
You do.
So when y'all see anything that looks a little spicy, that came from me.
Yeah, a lot of times I'm in the edits like, yeah, so we're gonna get, yeah, she said fuck way too many times.
Right.
We're gonna X that out.
Right.
You know, so, and I'm like, this is not no cook. She's always like, this is not a cookie cutter
It's not.
situation.
It's
You
not.
gotta give them the real. And I want to
Right.
be real, but I also want to make sure that I know who I'm speaking to.
And guess
Because
what?
This is an audience that we are finding our audience. We're figuring out our audience. And I know who I want to attract, who I want to listen. This ain't them podcasts that's talking about all the ratchet things that's going on. There's enough of that. You get
Right.
it?
Right.
So that's what, so the negativity, what I'm saying, can come from people having that negative outlook based off of how we present ourselves.
Understood. But you're going to have your tribe and I'm going to have my tribe. Because I'm going to always be authentic. I'm going to always speak as how I would not.
So
like,
you can't shapeshift in this situation is what you're saying.
you're more so looking for code switching. And
That's what you do. You said you gonna code switch when your stylist is you gonna be in there like, girl, yeah, you gonna come in with
Right.
your gold tooth and you just gonna be on her level, right?
Right. However,
Okay.
we're going to always remember that when we start this show,
Mm-hmm.
what's our slogan, guys?
Giving the real.
Giving the real.
Giving the real
yeah.
tea.
And my reel and your reel is two different.
Two
Correct.
different
It's
reels.
always gonna be that
Because
way.
my reel is
And then here I
Gonna be
am
me.
somewhere in the middle.
Yeah,
Right,
she always
right.
gonna
She's just-
level out
oh,
the playing field.
exactly. So we have a formula.
I get it.
We just gotta keep
But
gotta
yeah,
get the
I
people
would
going.
say- I would personally say try to
avoid
Mhm.
the
to
negative.
avoid the negativity.
Yes.
Feed into it too much. Yes, it gets the people going.
Right. And after that, cut them off.
But, you know.
Yeah, I
I would
spoke to
try to-
someone who is really, really big on social media, you know, over, thousands, 50K followers. And I asked her, I'm like, how do you handle that negativity? And she said, I don't respond or I'll delete it. And I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Delete. And here she go. Should I respond and say, no, we're going to ignore them, because
Yeah, Jaleesa's
if you
always ready
feed
to
into
respond.
it, then it's gonna give you more. If you give it
guys, I'm
energy,
healing.
it's like a flower. If you feed it, you give it sunlight, you give it attention,
healing.
you talk to it, it's gonna grow. So we don't need that negativity growing over here on this side.
I'm healing.
Because I'm be sitting on the side with Mike B
right. And she's gonna be like,
behind the camera,
hi guys, I'm over here sending love and light. Nah, fuck out of here. You said that shit with your chest. Say it again. Say it again.
So yes, let's doobie this up and go on to Tangled Tales.
Yes.
Where we to tangle the mess will be reading and sharing some of the craziest reviews, personal and social media stories and giving our feedback on the tea.
Yeah, so the other day there was a social media, I don't want to call her, actually she's a small business owner. Her name is Pinky, and she did the Pinky Effect. Please excuse me if I say anything incorrectly. But basically what happened was there was a CEO and founder of Mess in a Bottle, and she creates these wonderful messages on shirts. I have one. I feel like we all have one.
Yeah,
she
Mike B
is
has
from
one as
Brooklyn, right?
Yes.
Mike B? Yeah.
Yes.
So she made these wonderful shirts that basically has a message on it. And I remember when it first started, she was delivering the shirts inside of like water bottles, and it was just like a whole thing. Like you had to have a mess shirt if you was from Brooklyn, I feel like.
Yeah.
And Pinky,
Cole.
sorry.
Yeah, Pinky Cole.
Pinky Cole, thank you. She made a post stating that basically she's trying to save her business. A lot of her orders declined after the pandemic, after, this fake inflation. I mean, it ain't fake, it's real. But her orders have went down. So this business owner took to her large platform and explained that, hey, she's about to lose her business. What can we do to assist this black woman business owner?
I just want to say, can I shapeshift?
Yeah.
I want to be Galila right now.
I do too.
She got over 100.
Which camera am I looking at? Can y'all see this?
Yeah.
Can y'all see this? It's
1,000
1K.
in 48 hours.
In 48 hours.
That's a blessing.
It's a blessing,
Yeah, I wanna
guys. It's a
shapeshift right
blessing but that also goes to show me like the effect that social media has.
Yep.
This woman took to her platform, each one teach one, which is what we talk about all the time. And she saw her fellow coworker, not in the same business, because there are two separate businesses.
Yes.
Yeah.
Slutty Vegan and Mess in a Bottle.
Yeah.
And she brought these two businesses together in order for her to be profitable and to make money.
I love it.
Could you imagine?
Group
economics. Could you imagine what would that look like what would that look like in the salon industry? What would that look like for lash artists? I feel like who's really popular that I could think of immediately? Ming.
Okay.
Ming Lee, she has a huge social media presence. Yeah. What would it take for her to do something like that?
It's a little different because she has a product. So when you have a product, you can just...
So does Slutty Vegan.
It's not easy for her because she has to actually get these orders out the door. But in the service industry, you would need a lot of support, meaning workers, a stylist, a team to help you push these clients through.
What about like merging teams?
Merging teams would definitely work. Collabs would definitely work.
Yeah, I think that's... So for her to even come together, I feel like that was dope.
Yes.
In addition to that, I still would like to see that in the cosmetology
I think
world.
it can happen. It just has to be, the mind frame behind
it. Done yet, guys? Like collabs?
I don't think in that big of a way, in a group economics type
scale.
way. I think that's a dope idea though. Using social media.
It would just take the cosmetology ladies and the hairstylists and the nail techs and all those people
and the people who like Cree,
to work together. That's a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot. I think because the industries are different. Like she's in the food industry, she's doing apparel.
So you thought because it wasn't competition that
it can read that way sometimes. I do believe that because everyone wants 100. It kind of feels as though they're overshadowing the next person. And, I seen a post the other day from someone who's really, really, really big. I don't want to, because, I thought that the comment was negative, but she said, if we're going to collab, I have to be getting something from it as well. And I had to write under the post, and I'm like, well, damn, you wasn't always at this level. So why does it have to feel that way? I said, well, maybe I'm not that big yet because I don't look at it that way. If I can help someone, then I'm going to do that. If someone came to me with an opportunity, and I saw that they weren't as big as I am, or, if it was the other way around, I feel like we have to change our mindset into knowing that we are a community of people. We have to stick together in that way to bring business and money to us as individuals, because it goes
as a people
else. As a people, we
have got to do better. Okay? I say that all the time because we have to do better. Like there's no reason why we can't get certain people on the show because of I'm in the same industry you're in and I may do better than let's break that. Let's break that narrative. Let's not be mean girls anymore.
Or what about that word clout? You know, it's all about clout. You know, we
Chasing
started.
Helluva disease, brother.
So we started this.
Is that a rap lyric?
It is.
Shout out to me bringing out the lyric leads.
So like,
It's actually Kendrick.
we started this. We started this podcast at zero. You know, so you know, we're talking about things that a lot of people can relate to. This is $1 billion industry, but people come into our page. They probably look at it and be like, 160 followers. We don't believe you. We need more people.
You mean more people.
We
Understood.
run into issues like that.
Yeah,
we have people that have
Right.
ghosted us.
But how can we get to the next level if everyone's thinking that way?
We're asking you. What camera are looking
What
at?
camera?
We're asking you, the people.
Right.
What can we do to break that vicious cycle and that narrative of us not being able to work together?
Yeah.
Regardless to what your clout looks like, regardless to how many followers you, because you can have 1 million followers and be broke.
You can.
We have seen that happen many times.
Could also have 1 million followers and suck at your job.
Also, too.
Good.
Also, too, your attitude could suck, but you know how to install a really great weed, so I'm gonna go to you.
Right.
Or not.
Right.
But there's also the options of the fact that people have options, the fact that people can shapeshift, as Shawanda says. It's like all of those things go into play. And as you continuously conform and grow in your business and you get bigger, you got to remember where you came from.
Yeah.
And I feel like being from Brooklyn, that is always a thing. We gonna always remember where we came from. Because you don't I don't want to say I didn't come from nothing, but I wasn't privileged. I had to work to what I needed, which made me humble.
You have to work to where you want to be in life. And once you get there, you can't forget.
You can't forget the little people.
You can't.
You
and
cannot.
I love that she brought awareness to her brand. She made over 50K. Like, can you imagine waking up and seeing that in your bank account?
I would get nervous because then I'm like, who the hell is taking out all these goddamn orders? Who is doing this?
Yes, I
got to roll my sleeves up.
Yeah, but who doesn't want to be busy in that way?
True.
Right.
And I know for her, she has had her struggles with finding support, keeping support. Same things, you know, people wanting to work for you and work as hard as you do. So I know she's sweating, but she's smiling because I'm smiling for her. Shout out to you, Kalila.
Shout outs to you.
Yes. And shout out to Pinky Cole for just
even
highlighting
creating
her
the narrative
and creating that narrative for us.
And I want this for us.
Yes.
I want this for us
So when we post
cosmetology
this,
people.
We're going to put Clout, Pinky Cole, hashtag clip. So we can...
If you're ever interested in listening to a business-based podcast, you can go ahead and come on over to Everyone Wants 100%. Okay.
Yes. Okay, so we're going to transition into standing on business, and we're chatting about the structure, systems, and tools you need to make you successful in the salon industry. I'm gonna stop reading from this phone because I get tripped up every time. Like, sis, this is my.
Only said it is what 18.
Right, like I don't know why. It's something about reading it. But how can you stand on business when it comes to social media in the industry? So we did speak about that.
Consistency.
Just being consistent,
hiring out.
Making sure you know your brand. You know,
hiring out.
Hiring out if you can afford to.
I mean, go on I ain't gonna say the app. If you logged into Patreon, you'll be able to get the app.
But also, there's also AI now that can help you along the way because, you know, we're in that time where we have
2024.
We have the computers doing the work for you. Literally, we have driving cars.
It's 2024, y'all.
We have driving cars. There's no
and
reason.
parking cars.
Okay, Jetson.
It's no reason.
There's a moment over there.
There's no reason for you not to be where you need to be, you know, in this industry now. Just seeing what everybody else is doing, start doing it. Get on to take your time. You don't have to catch up. You don't have to feel like and I know that's what is that called? That when you have to feel like you imposter syndrome.
Imposter syndrome. And what
is
leads
real.
To, it is. And what leads to that, whenever you start to feel that, take a social media break.
Yeah.
Take a break. Get off of it.
Cut the camera.
Cut the cameras.
Yes.
Because you don't need to be doing what somebody else is doing. You don't need to. Comparison is the theft of time.
It is.
Thief of joy.
Shit. Y'all see what happens when I try to be fucking intellectual and shit? Comparison time, if you ask me. I'm sure that's a quote somewhere.
Right, it is.
But
Somebody's
yeah,
t-shirt.
it's definitely a theft of something. Don't compare yourself to anybody else. I know I have imposter syndrome. I didn't know what the hell it was, but I knew that whatever I saw and I liked and somebody else had it, I needed it.
Yeah.
Can you attest to that, friend?
I can.
Because I'll be in her chair like, I want to look just like this.
And then I have to be like, well, unfortunately,
She has a filter. She has a color. She has 4 bundles.
I am not in the cosmetic surgery business.
That too?
I can only help you on the heads and the hair, sorry.
Right. So I definitely feel like take a break when you know that you need it. And that's very hard to identify too, because if you're not in therapy, if you're not on your Zoom, you're not going to know when it's time to take a break.
If you're behind the chair.
And your budget.
At the time. Yeah, and your budget. If you're behind the chair, then you don't have the time to
be on your phone.
Yeah, and then you got to know your analytics because, that part on social media is foreign to me. Like, I be on there like, all right, let me go call my social media girl up so she can let me know.
Back to hiring it out.
Exactly.
Might be.
If you are not an expert in it, you don't have to be an expert in everything.
No.
It feels like you do now, but you don't have to be. So, and pick 1 to 2 platforms and just stay there.
True.
Like, you don't need all of the apps, just 2 of them.
True.
The ones that you can see working for you best.
All right. So, and everyone wants 100%. We want to know that everyone wants to walk away with 100, but the reality is that the math is never mathing. 100 may not be realistic, but we know some ways to get you as close as possible. Get your pens out because what? We taking you to school.
If Shalisa show up.
Boo.
So
I liked it.
I did too. Social media is the wave and it is the industry now. It isn't going anywhere. Honestly, it seems like you have to roll with the rush or you're going to get crushed.
Right.
You simply cannot get 100% or your version of 100% without it. So what are the things that you could do in order to stay true to yourself and be inspired when you're on social media?
Well, I think one of the ways to get to 100 is by staying true to yourself.
That too, yeah.
Yeah, so staying true to yourself so that way you're not getting wrapped up into what everybody else is doing and losing what it is that you are doing.
A lot of people do that.
Your brand is now confused, so a lot of times
selling waist trainers and edge control.
Yeah.
The two don't go together, babe.
They don't.
Let's focus. Let's pick a side.
That was a good one. Because and a lot of times clients sometimes can persuade you in that way. Like I remember because I'm a niche, I guess, salon and I focus on sew-ins, a lot of people, you don't do this. What about color? Sis, I got about 3 colors right here. You can pick one, but we
blackity black.
We're not doing all of that, especially since I don't have the time, you know? So that can also trip you up too when you're trying to take on so many things. You
lose your focus.
You lose your focus on one and now you're failing and now you got a bad review. We don't need that.
And as we say all the time, make sure that your content is aligning with your clientele.
Yes.
So make sure that you know who you're speaking to. What is this video trying to portray and what exactly am I trying to say so that I could get the people who want to spend $200 plus in my salon or nail or eyelash or whatever business that you have.
Yes. So take social media breaks too because it can get very overwhelming.
Yeah, we said that one. Yeah, so I feel like we wrapped everything up.
Okay.
Well, all right, guys. Well, thank you so much for listening.
Later.
We appreciate you so much as always. Please don't forget to go ahead and interact with us on our socials so everyone wants 100%.
Chasing a little clout.
We also need some downloads, so download us.
We need
listen to the episodes, y'all. I mean, I know y'all are listening, but I need y'all to listen.
But I get that they don't have time for that. They just go on the YouTube and watch the clips.
That too.
Get what they need from
listen,
Hey,
any support, right? Any support is great support, but we just need y'all to turn it up a little bit. Bye.
Thank you.
All right.
Ow.
That was a